Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you guys here, or if you are a frequent visitor, I would encourage you guys to click on that watermark down there in the bottom right-hand corner for those YouTube individuals, as well as if you are on alternative platforms, I would encourage you guys to give me a follow there. And if you are on YouTube, you can, of course, hit that notification indicator there so that you will know when the next Friday Vlog is available, as well as content that's here on the channel. In channel news this week, I had the opportunity to do a review of the Genius brand Genius Mushroom. You can check that out right up here in the top right-hand corner. It's been quite some time since I've actually done a review. I enjoy doing reviews of particular products as well as peripherals, so it was kind of nice to see that reintroduced into the channel. And it does kind of shift things around a little bit. It allows for a little bit more of dynamics and variety here on the channel. Although in most cases when it comes to YouTube, you're typically targeting a particular topic or a particular genre. But nonetheless, I have always kind of just enjoyed a variety of different topics, because the way I treat the channel is very much how I would communicate with friends of mine, talking to them about, you know, gaming or other interests that I have. So this is kind of the way I treat the channel. So that is kind of a reason why you see a bit of a variety here. But nonetheless, if you get an opportunity, certainly check that out. And it was kind of refreshing to be back doing those reviews. We learned this week with definitive confirmation about activity that has been going on with one of the main tech giants, that being Google, with an email that has been distributed and shared across social media. Now, if you have been following this channel since its inception, you probably already know that we talk a lot about censorship, Section 230, and those types of topics. But this was very concerning, because as we do get closer to the 2020 election, we're probably going to see more of this censorship. Now, as you may know, as we've talked about here, many of these tech giants do hide behind Section 230, which essentially gives them immunity from the activity of individuals on their platform. In other words, so they can't be liable for what their particular users say or do on their platforms, which that was created back in 1996. And of course, that had different intentions back in 1996. But nonetheless, the tech giants do kind of seem to utilize that. But at the same time, they also want to behave as a publisher. In other words, they want to be able to have that luxury of control within their terms of service and within their policies to actually censor, suppress, and affect people's content or individuals themselves on their platforms. And as we saw this week, Ted Cruz was actually talking to a representative from Google, and there was quite an awkward, weird exchange that was going on. I will include that particular link down in the dialogue. As a matter of fact, you see it playing here on the video now. But nonetheless, it is just one of many different types of engagements we've seen from our representatives and from the administration as it concerns this. Now, we've seen, of course, Zuckerberg go up on Capitol Hill, and we've even seen Jack Dorsey from Twitter go there. And yet, at the same time, we're still seeing this activity. Now, it isn't exclusively against just, say, like conservatives or Trump supporters. It is across the board, because as we have said before, first they come for certain groups of individuals, and they come for certain types of content, and then they start going after the individuals who, of course, were the hall monitors and net nannies and alarmists that were trying to point out many of the libertarians, moderates, conservatives, Republicans, and right. So obviously, you know, I'm talking about those on the left. And of course, now they're being targeted and they're being shut down. And of course, now we see a coalition of these individuals trying to bring this to everyone's attention. But nonetheless, I will leave links to this most recent information, particularly a video from Tim Pool as he goes into more of the details. Now, being a smaller channel, I do have to take certain precautions, because I would like to go more into depth, but of course the video can be demonetized, or other things can happen to the channel, such as suppression and other sorts of things. So I try to keep it, you know, also kind of keep things light, just to let you guys know and just to inform you guys. But nonetheless, do check out the links that I'll put down in the published section. We have also learned this week that on July the 17th, Robert Mueller will appear there for the House of Representatives. He was subpoenaed by the House, of course, because the House has turned their institution into a weaponized vehicle to go after its political opponents. Now, the Mueller trial is over. It is done. It has concluded. We have seen, of course, people go after Robert Barr and all individuals involved in any part of being the within the Trump administration and having authority over this particular division of the FBI and other authorities. And of course, now the darling of the mainstream media. Now, it has been argued that Mueller was simply following through with a situation that he may have particularly not wanted to be a part of, but nonetheless was drawn into. Guys, 2.5 years of the Russian collusion delusion. The media can't get enough. They lost viewership. They lost so many viewers. They lost so much of their revenue because they were building their whole industry, like Rachel Maddow, for example, building their entire industry around this gotcha ideology that Trump was going down. The ilk, the Trump detractors, those who do not like Trump, were using this as their fodder. This was their emotional support system that was helping them through this very difficult time of Donald Trump being the president of the United States. You only need to take a moment from an objective standpoint to see what President Trump has been able to accomplish if you really want to deal within the boundaries of reality. But nonetheless, to continue this tabloid drama, Robert Mueller, who will appear and probably have the most softball of softball questions presented to him that will allow the media to delve into any kind of different direction it's going to want to go into. And of course, the Democrats will be praising Mueller for his involvement and his support and his loyalty and his contribution to his country, his government, so forth and so on. It will be political theater all over again. It will be the Brett Kavanaugh in reverse. So unfortunately, I guess if you're an individual like myself who lives within the world of reality, this will be yet another opportunity for the Trump detractors to just dangle something over the president's head for the purposes of helping their establishments, businesses, and industry to continue after the incredible loss they experienced when the Mueller report was concluded. But nonetheless, guys, I will leave a link to that down there in the published section below if you would be interested in looking at that. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. I want to thank all you guys for your continued support of the channel. And of course, go ahead and click that like button down there, as it always does help the channel. So I do appreciate it a great deal. And of course, guys, you can share the video with your friends there on social media, along with clicking that notification icon you see right there. That would be the channel icon appearing on the screen, as well as that notification if you guys want to know when the next Friday vlog is available, along with additional content here on the channel. And I will see you guys right there behind the camera next week.